0, 1. Let's get started.
Hey there, toy collector friends and Transformers fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time traveling toy collector, and this is something I'm super excited about. When these were first announced, I jumped straight on it, but I did demonstrate some restraint because it was Shockwave and Grimlock who were announced initially as being part of this comic book series as part of the 40th anniversary of Transformers. And I already had the Grimlock mold from Studio Series 86. I didn't have this Shockwave mold, and I thought, excellent, I'll use this to get the Shockwave mold, see what I think of it, and then I may go, if they're available, I may go back and get the Grimlocks. So it's arrived, literally arrived this morning actually. So this is just a very quick first look at what's arrived. I'm not doing a full review and unboxing at this juncture. I absolutely will, but this is just to get this in front of you in case you're not sure if this is something that you want, and hopefully this will give you an indication up close and personal as they are now shipping around the UK and presumably the rest of the world. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of this, if you haven't yet, please do like the video. It really helps push the algorithm. But also, if you're new around here and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, a subscription to the channel would be fantastic, not least because I am so keen to hit my next subscriber milestone. So it would mean the absolute world to me. And so feel free, if you are subscribing, to drop a message just below this video to let me know that you've subscribed, and I will thank you from the bottom of my heart in person. So let's get into the main event, and the main event is this packaging. First of all, now the packaging is phenomenal. This is what really grabbed me. So there you are, 40th anniversary Shockwave. Yes, we've got this around here, we have to have this, but everything, if I frame it just right, I can more or less cut that bit out just so I can say how amazing is this. Complete disclosure, I didn't really get the comics to start with. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I didn't really get the comics. I was aware of Transformers, but the comics I didn't really pick up until this. This caught my eye on the newsagent's shelf. I can remember it now. I can tell you the name of the newsagents if I had to, and where it was, and what city it was in, because I remember where I was at school. And I remember seeing it and thinking, oh my gosh. And this was the very first single Transformers comic that I purchased. After this, I had to go back and get the collected comics version, which was like re-releases of batches of earlier issues, which was cool. But this is where I started. And it fascinated me seeing Optimus Prime's, spoilers ahead, literally, Optimus Prime's head taken off, the Autobots hanging, and Shockwave in command. Didn't know who he was, didn't know anything about really about the characters. I was aware of the toys, and it was pretty much after starting collecting the comic that I moved into wanting to collect the figures, and as a result of what came in this storyline, that's why I pretty much kicked off with the Dinobots as my first entry into the Transformers toy universe back in the 80s. Anyway, enough about me. But this is a prime example of everything that I love. Apologies for the light ring causing that, but it's actually quite nicely framed. This takes me right back to the 80s in terms of the comics. Obviously, the figure is a newer mold that's been redecoed to accommodate this theme, and we'll look at that in a moment. But honest to goodness, I took this out of the box that it was shipped in directly from Hasbro, and I have to say, it took my breath away just looking at it. It is incredible. It's beautiful. Now on the side, as you're probably aware, let's see if I can stand it up in a sensible way. There is Shockwave a la his cartoon format. That is Grimlock's leg there, because it is designed for them to potentially be stacked, displayed this way, which for someone who is a completionist, you already know that's going to cause me problems, because if I don't have Grimlock somewhere along the line, that's going to start to drive me mad. However, I did think Grimlock was a little bit overpriced considering it was a re-release, and this guy was only around £35, which I felt was within my tolerances. But to double dip for a figure that I already had, just with a different deco, although this packaging is worth it, don't get me wrong, I wasn't too sure. So I may look to see if he drops in price a little, then I most definitely may go back afterwards. But I love the artwork on here. Well, oops, excuse me, knocking the camera. Let's come around to the other side. You can see the product shots, which we won't linger on, because I'm going to open it up and you can see the products as they're displayed inside. I love it. In case you weren't aware, that is the head of Optimus Prime. Then we've got some more paneling from the comics. Megatron. It's just a different time. This is obviously the alt mode for Shockwave in this particular mold. It obviously isn't the space gun mode, but I think we all know by now that if we flip this over, it might look a bit like it. Otherwise, it's some sort of space submarine thing. I don't really know. To be honest, of the two modes, this is less likely to be the one it spends time in, because this is great. And if you saw my unboxing and examination of the Bumblebee Shockwave, well, I mean, Shockwave is a character I really enjoy, so I'm really pleased I've got this. And he, again, it's the robot mode is superior to the even the gun mode, I think. I don't know if you can see these really well. They're almost carbonized, but I hope that might work. There you can see that not too badly. It's not brilliant, but it doesn't help that they're quite dark on the packaging. So these are, if I zoom in a bit, you might be able to see it a bit better. So there we have Megatron. There we have Shockwave in space gun mode. There we have the Autobots being the dead bodies or semi-dead bodies of Autobots being scraped away. And there's Shockwave being all shockwavy and menacing and so on and so forth. The bottom is, you know, words and palaver. And the top is another, in a sort of slightly carbonized version of Shockwave, with his fist being probably somewhat frustrated, as he spent a lot of time being. When you're deeply logical, I imagine that must be a pain. Right, this opens in a book format, and it is velcroed. And you get lots of figures that do this. You can get this across lots of different ranges. So here we go. Let's open this up. I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous, you know. So here we have one of the winning comic book moments. I'll zoom out a little bit for you here. There we are. So it's Spike discovering that Optimus has his head decapitated, essentially to try and drain out the creation matrix, which at this point in Transformers lore was a computer program that existed in Optimus's head, and was zapped across to Buster. Spike Buster? I can never remember. Whichever. That's the trouble with the UK and the American comics. I can't remember which was which. Then over here we have the figures. You can see I've not even taken him out yet. He's all still tied in. Next time when I come to do this again, I will have unpackaged him from there, along with the accessories. This is the stand for Optimus's head here. This is this bit here, and the various pylons and the pipes are tucked in there. I'll tilt it slightly. You can probably just see them down the bottom of the screen there, but it looks amazing. And this is the figure. This is, I mean, I can move his head slightly, as I hope, so he can just sort of say hi. Oh, it's very stiff. Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything with that until I've got him in my hands. Yeah, I think that is a beautiful figure. You can see all of the shading done, the cell shading, to make it look like it is a straight out of the comic books. And it, you know, it kind of does. It kind of works. My initial reaction is I love it. That's really important. Key point, I really love it. So you're seeing what this looks like. So if this is something that may appeal to you, I'm already in a position to say, don't let the grass grow under your feet on this one. You might want to zip out and get it, or get it on order now, just because I think as more people show these off, the appetite for these will grow. So be careful you don't end up being subject to the scalper secondary market. And that's coming from me, who may well be subjected to that for Grimlock. I have also pre-ordered the Straxus because in the same run we then have the Space Bridge Saga with Blaster being introduced, which is a lot about Straxus, so that got me straight away. Which is another one in this range. I think it's the one that comes after Grimlock. Anyway, so that's for the future. Not time traveling toy collector, so I'm past, present, and future all happening in the same video. That's great. So I will get him out for a few. I'm not going to do it right now. I just wanted to get you to have a look at this. This is what people will be seeing. This is what's arriving on people's doorsteps as we speak. I think this is going to be great. If you want to see what other people have done around reviews for this figure, then again, it's a reproduced mold, so it's not like the transformation for this is anything brand new to my knowledge. I just wanted you to see this is what this looks like. These are the component parts. Again, if you can't see them, I'll try and give you a little bit of a, again, I'm trying to avoid saying heads up. You can just about see Optimus's head in there. That's the assembly that will come to form this arrangement from this panel, which really was the thing that hooked me into Transformers. I had to know what was happening next, and then I had to get the toys. So from a marketing point of view, Marvel nailed it, as did Hasbro at the time. So I'm not going to keep you here any longer because it's been about 10 minutes and I appreciate you're very, very busy. I also want to get this out and look at it properly, mess with it a little bit, do some photography. I probably won't for this video include any specific toy photography at the end, just because I'll save that for when we actually look at the figure in full. But I just wanted to get this out because, again, I'm super excited, so stoked to have it. I have to go out to an event in about an hour's time, so I don't have really time to do anything else with it, but I really wanted to get this in front of you. So thanks for sticking around for the last, what's now going to probably have been about 12 minutes. I've been the time traveling toy collector. You have been a fantastic audience. Thank you for your interest. If you've already picked this up and you've received it and you love it, let me know in the comments below. If you're not too sure, if you've got it and you've suddenly found, oh, this and this is a problem, again, let me know in the comments below and I'll factor that into when I do my actual exploration of the figure out of the box. All of this is really useful. It just remains for me to say that I hope to see you in a future or a past video, and that a thing of beauty, which this undoubtedly is, really is a toy forever. Take care, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.
0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get started. Stopping me.